We're visiting today with Scott Beck over in Atlanta, Indiana, home of Beck's. And Scott, a huge event coming up that we want to talk about happens every year, but probably this year even more special with everything that's been canceled or postponed. We're talking about Becknology Days coming up August 27th through the 29th. Hats off to you guys. Obviously, a huge endeavor every year when you put this event on, but especially this year in light of everything going on with the coronavirus. Talk a little bit about that, the effort that your total team has put in to continue to make this a positive highlight for farmers throughout the growing season, and maybe some of the precautions that are being taken.
Yeah, we're very thankful that agriculture has been designated as necessary infrastructure, and so with that in mind, we're continuing with our great tradition of offering farmers a chance to come and learn about products, practices, programs, management styles in their farming operations to help them in the next season. And we think that's critically important. Each season brings a unique set of challenges, so it's important to review the challenges that we've had this season, the things that we're learning and will continue to learn as we go into harvest, and then to be able to build on that knowledge level for the next season to help farmers, to do even better next year. And so, very grateful that we have the government who's recognized us as necessary, and we work with our local officials to make sure that we're providing the types of things that we need to during this time where we need to take a few more precautions, and we'll be doing some of that with. We use golf carts to bring people in from the parking. So we've added some golf carts to be able to space people out more. We'll have the sack lunch, same good meal that Shoop's always provides, just packaged a little bit different. And so that'll provide a little more safety. We're having outdoor seating as well as indoors and spacing people out, a little bit more. And we're still offering the things for the family. So spouses and children can come. We're just modifying it a bit to make it a little more entertainment oriented. So there's less touching of articles and things where, that could tend to spread the disease more, and bringing more of it personalized, a backpack, so to speak, for the kids that they can have their own personal items in the activities that they do. So a lot of good things that are still going to happen. And we look forward to hosting farmers over the 3-day Becknology Days.
Well, it sounds great. Well, I'm looking forward to making the pilgrimage over, as I know folks do from all around this part of the country, and actually come quite a distance, actually, to take part in Becknology Days. A lot of different highlights, it looks like, and a lot of folks probably received the postcard in the mail in the last week or so discussing the event and things dealing with the perfect planter, finding consistency in the extremes, some nutrient management studies, transitioning to organics. But one you wanted to mention was some of the soybean trait technology emphasis you guys have been looking at this year, and the choices you guys really offer with Beck's at the different technologies that are available. Highlight that, if you will.
Yeah, so our business model, where we work with all of the major trait suppliers, really gives us and farmers the best opportunity to not only see what we're currently able to offer, but what's coming in the future from each of these major trait providers, and what can farmers get through Beck's. And so this year, our Freedom Plus soybean series, which is the LLGT27, comprised the majority of our sales. 47% of what we sold was in that trait package. We were also selling the Extend lineup and also E3. As we look to the future, the new Extend Flex technology gives farmers not only the ability to spray glyphosate and the dicamba-based chemistry, but also Liberty. And so Liberty is that platform that really is the foundation of the future. And the Extend pipeline, as we think out even 10 years from now, Bayer's showing us a 6-way stack. And so that would be glyphosate, glufosinate, and the dicamba-based chemistry, right, plus PPO, HPB, HPPD, and 2,4-D. And so a 6-way stack 10 years out from now. And so that's all building upon the Extend platform. And so that's kind of where we're launching from as we think about this next year when farmers have the opportunity to plant Extend Flex. We'll still
Interesting.
offer Freedom Plus. We'll still offer Enlist E3. And one of the things that we're, I guess, we believe we're contributing to the farmers' bottom line this next year is that we're moving from our highest treatment platform last year, which had SDS protection plus white mold and cyst nematode protection for additional $8.95. We're moving that to our base standard platform. So no additional upcharge to get both SDS and soybean cyst nematode protection. And as you know, those are the two major yield robbers for soybean farmers.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned relationships you have with those different companies and the ability you have to sort of test those products on a regional basis to make sure you're delivering the right platforms for farmers based on where they live. And now with what you mentioned with the treatments available too, that obviously have come through the research that you guys have done, highlight that just a little bit more, how that actually happens.
Well, the major companies, they've determined that, they return the best return on investment to their shareholders if they broadly license or distribute the products that their research has they've invested in to develop. And so as a partner to that, we're able to look at those unique products that they're offering, test them on a regional basis, and then find the gems from each one of those suppliers, whether it's Bayer, Corteva, Syngenta, BASF, as well as our own breeding program, and find the combination of products in a given region to really put together an all-star lineup for farmers in a given region. And that changes as we move west, east, north, or south. And so that's the platform where we think we provide farmers with the greatest advantages. Because when farmers, you ask any farmer how many seed brands they buy, and it's usually somewhere between 2 and 3. And the number one reason is they want diversity. And so by us working with all the major diverse platforms that are available, we're able to provide that diversity in a one-stop shop. And then we reward farmers for 100% of their business with programs like the President's Club on Corn, which gives farmers an additional $6 off when they plant 100% of our products, of their corn acres to our products. And then this year we're introducing for the first time a President's Club for soybean customers. So those who choose to plant 100% of their soybean acres will receive an additional $1 off of their seed bill as well. And so that's how we help serve farmers, is by giving them that diversity and then giving them the best deal on 100% of their farm's commitment.
Nice. Well, I know in past years, listening to the presentations there, some of the highlights that you've had have been what really draw people to Beck's. And obviously your rewards program is one of those, but also the refund program that you have as far as making sure guys get a stand out there. And boy, anymore with the weather issues we have every year, any given region, I bet that gets bigger and bigger in farmers' eyes.
It does. As commodity prices there's pressure on those. There's more pressure for products to perform, and one of the best ways that we can, as a seed company, to help products perform is certainly the placement of those products, but also the treatments that we put on. I've already talked about what we're doing on soybeans. For corn, we're actually adding a 6th fungicide this year to help, particularly with cold conditions in the early part of the spring that sometimes prevent germination, or at least hinder the speed of germination. And so that 6th product means that we've got 12 modes of action on our treatment for corn. And I think that's just unprecedented. I think we're probably the only company offering that much protection early in the season at the standard price. In other words, there's no upcharge for the 500 rate of poncho we put on. There's no upcharge for the biologicals. There's no upcharge for this new stamina fungicide that we're adding to our already good mix of fungicides. The way that plays out, though, even to the farmer's additional benefit, is when you got that level of protection, most farmers want to plant earlier rather than later to get the highest yield. And so it's a little riskier to plant earlier, but when you got that amount of protection, you can take that risk on the front side, knowing that Beck's as a company, we have you covered on the replant side if you need to replant.
That makes a lot of sense. And yeah, that any little bit of reassurance like that, especially when it's questionable in the spring, to help ease guys' fears goes a long way, I think, in the anxiety of getting that machine rolling in the field, knowing that they've got a second shot with help from you guys. But again, if they can get out there early, all the better chance of maximizing the final yield when it all comes in. Again, we're visiting with Scott Beck of Beck's, talking about Becknology Days coming up this week, August 27th through the 29th, from 9 in the morning till 4 o'clock each day. Beck, Scott, one of the highlights of the Becknology Days is the President's message each year. Can you give us any insight, maybe some things you might be sharing or your dad will have to share with the group?
Yeah, so my dad starts off the talk giving a little bit of history of how we grew the business and the different stages from starting out, just a Hamilton County business here in the central part of Indiana to now we've grown into 14 states and over 700 employees and 900 dealers, and he gives a little of a walk through history of how we did that. And then my son Corey, who's in a role of licensing lead, working with all the major suppliers that we've talked about, he gives an update on some of the things that we're looking at with our licensing partners and our distribution partners, and why that's so important to helping to bring better yields and performance and diversity to farmers. And then I follow up with really talking about the lens that we're looking through as we look to the future, and in terms of digital ag, what we're doing in Farm Server to help farmers' profitability. I talk about what we're doing in our breeding program with predictive analytics, so that we're actually evaluating products at the genetic level before we even go to the field to test, and being able to predict which ones are going to be high-level performers and which ones are going to be mid-level performers. So those are a couple of things I talk about, and also I highlight the seed treatment upgrades that we're making, and as well as our soybean pipeline and focus for this year.
Fascinating. Great reasons all there to attend Becknology Days. Again, this week, August 27th through the 29th in Atlanta, Indiana at the Beck's headquarters from 9 till 4 every day. Scott, we thank you for your time. We wish you best of luck the next couple of days. And again, invite everyone to come out. Always a great show you put on. And this year, especially with everything being canceled, I think it'll be a great opportunity for folks to just get back to maybe what normal used to be, and see some innovative ideas that can help their operations starting there at Beck's.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing many farmers and feel privileged to be able to offer this opportunity, and understand when there's circumstances or farmers feel a particular risk that they may not attend this year, we're fine with that as well.
Scott, thanks again.
Yep. Thank you.